1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
Hey, whoa, hey.
hey,
Every, every. And welcome back
welcome.
to another episode of Breakfast with Brothers.
Breakfast with Hermanos. Here we are yet again. Got one little cowboy and one normal man back at you again, talking about the good stuff. Well, I guess it could also realistically be the bad stuff. Today's the good stuff, though. So tune in. What are we talking about for the people today, buddy?
What else will we be talking about this week other than Thanksgiving?
How to drive a car? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Thanksgiving.
No,
That's right.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, Thanksgiving. I mean,
Almost
if you
could
really
call this
need to know.
Thanksgiving special, if you will. Or if you won't, that's okay.
The Thanksgiving special. Yeah, it is special. I mean, like, if you're considering it that. We're in the week. I mean, we did Halloween, so I feel like
That's
it's only
true.
right.
I don't know if we called our Halloween special a special. We just talked about Halloween, in and around Halloween. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Maybe now it's different because it's the day before. But I think we did the same thing for Halloween. Halloween, we talked about Halloween the exact day before. Didn't call it a special. So here we are, dropping the ball yet again. But we're back, not blank, and thanking the givings. Giving thanks. Thanking the givings of giving thanks.
Thanking the givings of give thanks, Thanksgiving.
And there we were giving thanks. But no, seriously,
On
as
Thanksgiving.
we dive into the holiday, we appreciate everyone who celebrates and think about all those who don't. I apparently have misguided myself in a couple of the servers I'm in with Discord and some forums I'm a part of otherwise with like social media and stuff like that, and have been just shouting, to the masses, Happy Thanksgiving, and asking what everyone's doing. My cats are battling here in the background, and it's just
I was
one
going
of
to
those
say, like,
things
what is
where
going on?
they're having a wrestle.
Oh, they're gone.
But it's one of those things where it's like you start safely assuming that everyone celebrates when, in fact, that about 18% of people actually celebrate that you ever know on any given day, which is, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, you better celebrate. But it is weird to think that just saying out loud, like, certain holidays and stuff is an American tradition, or in our case, I guess, sometimes we're celebrating the Catholic norm. But Thanksgiving is not that. I think it's, widespread across whoever wants to. And this list says the mix of Canada, Liberia, Japan, Brazil, Germany, the British Isles, and Norfolk Island, which is Australian territory, are celebrating. Of course, this is including the U.S. So it's like, that is a very small populace of people compared to the amount of countries like around the world. So realistically, I'm probably talking to about, in my server, let's just say there's 100 people. I'm probably wishing the giving thanks to about 10 to 12 people if I had to sum up a number, which is, odd. I mean, I don't know. Would you think that out of the people of course, everyone that we know from here in and around New York celebrates, but otherwise, like, people that you've met online or people you've gone to school with, like, what do you think? Are all those people rocking and rolling?
I mean, like, I haven't really met anyone that hasn't celebrated Thanksgiving. I know Lewis and his family do, like, they celebrate Thanksgiving, but they do it in their own fashion.
Yeah.
It's not like they're making turkey and mashed potatoes and such. They're, making like Mexican cuisine, and it's honestly pretty cool that, they still follow suit with Thanksgiving, but they make their own food for it. And,
The own food's the vibe. Mix it up.
yeah, and I mean, that's the only person that I know that, like, kind of changes from Thanksgiving as, like, we might celebrate it, that I've met in my life. I'm sure there's some other people that don't really celebrate that I just don't know about. Um, but everyone, when I was going to college and such, where I met more and more people,
Yeah.
um, everyone kind of just, I mean, it was Thanksgiving break, so we had off for whatever it was. I never really, I don't think I've really met anyone that doesn't necessarily celebrate Thanksgiving in that standpoint. I'm sure they do something of the sort. Some people do different kind of things. Now, if you ask me about Christmas, that would be a different story. But no, yeah, I haven't really met anyone that really doesn't celebrate. Um, I don't think so.
I know
Yeah,
Christmas is like holds a religious denomination with that celebration, but I don't know if
right.
Thanksgiving does, as far as like a religious holding. So there's that. And maybe that's why I've always assumed that more people celebrate it than they actually do. But I don't know, But is there some religious denomination surrounding Thanksgiving?
Not not that I'm aware of. I don't think there is. Not like Christmas.
No,
Um,
not like Catholicism or, well, hell, even Christianity as a whole. Um, and like you said, even Lewis, and he's I don't know what Lewis practices as a religion or if he follows like that. But he's from Mexico, yeah.
yeah. I mean, he was born in the States, and his family is
But
from,
his
or
heritage
his
is Mexican.
yes, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then the people that do celebrate in the server that I'm thinking about, that the people I did actually wish the holiday to, that celebrate. This one guy is Filipino, so he's
Hmm.
celebrated in the past with his people that are Filipino from the Philippines. Um,
That's
and then
cool.
this other guy that doesn't celebrate, that we're close with, I think is from somewhere in Western Africa. I can't tell you which country in Western Africa, but he's one of the people that doesn't. But he does know about Black Friday. He's one of those people that does online shopping and stuff like that. And those sales, exist internationally, of course. So it's
Yeah,
funny that he, looks forward to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the mix of that, but then doesn't celebrate the whole, with his family of Thanksgiving and stuff like that. And maybe, I had asked this, and maybe it exists among other people that they celebrate something that is their version of Thanksgiving. They just don't call it that. So that could be the case. But when asking this guy, it wasn't. He doesn't do any of that. He was like, I know what Thanksgiving is, and we don't have anything that correlates to that as a holiday. It just kind of is for the people that celebrates, and in his case, it's just another Thursday of November type thing.
yeah. No, I mean, like I said, the only people I've kind of met is just they celebrate Thanksgiving just with different food, and honestly, I think that's pretty cool. Because like every Thanksgiving, it's always the same thing for us in the sense of like always gonna have a turkey, always gonna have mashed potatoes, always gonna have
Right.
cranberry sauce, candied yams, corn, whatever it might be, which I love. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, 100%.
Um, but it is cool that other people don't just do the same staple that it seems like is, I wouldn't say like pushed out, but like normalized in that sense, where it's like mass mass media would just like go with that one staple. It's like, oh yeah, turkeys. Oh yeah, mashed potatoes. You know,
Right.
like
Right.
any commercials or media and such like that. Um, so I don't know. I mean, I think it's pretty cool that people kind of like mix it up and do their own twist on their Thanksgivings. Um, and then it's also cool seeing people that don't celebrate Thanksgiving and what they do for this like week. Um, Especially like you were saying, that one guy who knows about Black Friday and does a lot of Black Friday shopping.
Just one of
Um,
those things.
yeah, like it's a normal week for him, and he's just got Black Friday.
That, and then that's the thing too. They of course, we've always, excuse me, going through school and college and things like that, we have breaks centered around, the U.S. traditional holidays and stuff like that. And in his case,
Right.
not having, a traditional education, or, in some fashion he did, but existing in and around certain holidays, in his culture, that looked like, what I would have to think was maybe in part Kwanzaa, during like the winter season. Winter for us, for him, it's basically always warm. But in thinking about the other ones surrounding like people in China, Chinese New Year, stuff like that, and then also
Yeah.
what else am I missing? Stuff like for us, I know St. Patrick's Day is big, and I have to imagine somewhere in Eastern Europe, in Ireland and stuff like that, they're celebrating that to some major extent, and maybe a different time of the year. I don't know if that was Americanized, just because they could, type thing. So to think that everyone has these little existing holidays that they base like certain closings around, or government buildings are closed, or they can't do this, that, and the other, or people that go through and celebrate Ramadan, or fast during that specific time through India and stuff like that. It's different, but also so cool to like see the mix of cultures that exist. And I kind of was trying to bring this back around to the change up of food, because I feel like you had a perfect point about media pushing that whole turkey, potato, corn, whatever, that classic Americanized vibe. When in reality, it wasn't until maybe 2 or 3 years ago that mac and cheese, started making an appearance in like Friendsgiving and stuff like that. And it was like, why aren't we
Yeah.
doing this at home? I love mac and cheese, dude. And it's like once you start expanding, and like with Lewis and his family, like I'm sure, throw some tamales in the mix or something like that. Hell, maybe even
Oh
get,
yeah.
weird with like, um, like corn salsa or something like that. Hell, you could even go, down the way with like throwing all different kinds of hot sauce around at Thanksgiving, just because it's like, oh, it's Thanksgiving time to break out all the stuff we got. So it's like I feel like whoever's household you're going to be at for that Thanksgiving, everyone's got a little mix of, oh, well, I really like this, and Thanksgiving is our big feast of the year where we can add on about 15 or so pounds. Why not put a X, Y, and Z, into this mix? So for me, saying
Right.
mac and cheese was big time. And then after that, it was like, aside from people making turkey, they had some other big name protein, like they made a ham, or they just skipped the turkey altogether and just bought like a bunch of chickens or something like that. Which by all means, like I'm there, I'm with it. I know it's more about hanging out with people and celebrating all of your family and like, well, literally giving thanks. It's more so than feasting on a turkey and watching football type thing.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't know, I feel like we've always had a turkey on Thanksgiving. I don't think
No
we've ever
doubt.
had a switch up. Like, Christmas we used to do ham, and then we switched it up to like ziti.
Yeah, ziti or lasagna or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which isn't a bad switch up. I don't mind it at all. Or it would be like a pepper steak or something too.
Yeah, yeah. The big name meal that
But
took big effort, because during the normal times of the week when the hustle and bustle of school or sports events, or well, you name it, meetings and stuff like that took over, pepper steak and ziti aren't a 10-minute meal by any means. So it's nice, come
right,
Thanksgiving, you put in a little extra effort to have the bigger name stuff. And with turkey, I feel like there were times when we would add, because it would be like turkey and, but turkey was always that staple. And
yeah,
I've known people that celebrate and they're just like, dude, turkey, what the? I fucking hate turkey. And it's like, what do you mean you hate turkey, dude? Like, have you ever had like a turkey sandwich? Like cold cuts are great. Turkey at Thanksgiving is great. Like cooked turkey, like to die for. I'd probably start eating turkey as like a main meal if I could, if it wasn't, something that like, during the year it was a big bird. It's not like you're getting it as drumsticks and like boneless thighs or anything at the store. Like, that's the chicken standard. They don't have that
right.
as like a turkey option. So if only, dude, that would be I gotta get on the phone with ShopRite or something. Maybe talk to Wegmans, dude. That's big time.
Dude, I go Wegmans all the way. Make a deal with Wegmans. Like, yo, just give me like a turkey every day of the week.
They do
Maybe
like
not every
ground
day of the week.
turkey,
Maybe
but
like
that's just not the same.
maybe just like once a week. Like, give me a turkey once a week and I'll be set.
Just
Or every
hit
two
this
every
man.
two every 2 weeks because you gotta account for those leftovers.
I
So
mean, that's
twice
how it
every
be.
month.
Well, imagine this. Picture this. You know how you go into the store, you
I'm
buy your
picturing
chicken
it.
breast and stuff like that. In the bulk aisles of like the Sam's Club, the BJ's, you got like the 6, 8 packs. But now we're going to like Aldi's, the ShopRite, the smaller stores. They got the 2-packs, the 4-packs. Imagine buying the turkey breasts instead. Dude, your packages are like quadruple the size. Exactly. Look at you shopping. You
Yeah.
could barely hold your turkey legs or turkey breasts in one hand. Dude, you gotta lift your entire back out of position just to pull that off the shelf. Like it's a chore. For everyone watching at home, Ian's our perfect Instacart shopper over here. You saw his hands. But it's one of those things, like you could never I guess it's just been normalized that chicken as a staple, steak is always offered, cows are um yielded as, consistent livestock. And then what am I missing? Fish, in some capacity. Not anything crazy with fish, but the standard tilapia, cod, sometimes salmon, anything that could be farm raised with ease, stuff like that. And that's just become the weight. And people aren't just raising turkey. People are usually hunting, come, what was that, about a month and a half ago? Almost 2 months now, the start of turkey season. And then the rest of the year, it's kind of like, there's not enough turkey to go around where we could just rock and roll with this all year. But then again, why can't we also farm turkey like we do cow, or like we do, sheep or pig for pork chops and pork in general? I mean, they exist just like everyone else. It's not like a turkey is an endangered species. At least I don't think. Maybe I'm talking out my ass. I don't know.
Maybe it's dependent on their growth, like how fast they grow.
You think they like their what is that? Their span of I don't even know, puberty. They're always small up until like the last leg of their life, like the last 2 years before they're shot in turkey season or whatever. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't really know. I honestly couldn't tell you. I'm not very covered in turkey lore,
Turkey versus
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know the turkey
unversed.
lore like that. Yeah, unversed in turkey lore.
I feel like as far as turkey lore goes, we can bring this up in the future with a guest, of someone who hunts turkey. Maybe when we have a wild Charles Hawkins on one day or something like that, or maybe a young
Hmm.
Tyler Brandis. But
Hmm.
we'll pause that discussion until we have more answers on turkey lore. But speaking of the
They'll give us the
excitement
good
that
turkey lore.
turkey brings, how about that tryptophan, dude? Those naps after a turkey, I tell you what, probably the best nap of the year by far.
Unreal. Unreal in every sense of the word.
1 out of 10.
It's
Hit
like
me.
1 minute, 1 out of 10, like a solid 8.
That's a nap.
Yeah, like
That's a nap.
you could be sitting there just shoveling in food, right? And the next thing you know, you're face down in your mashed potatoes, and you lost all feeling in your body.
Usually the only way I like to be.
Lost all
Not
feeling in your
usually.
body, face down in mashed potatoes.
Yeah. If I could, I would
That's a
eat
pretty
mashed
good way to
potatoes all
be.
the time. I mean, it's a great way to be. But that's the thing. Mashed potatoes, you'd probably die if you ate too many mashed potatoes, probably. But besides the
I
point,
mean,
I'm thinking about the only thing that tops a turkey nap, post-turkey nap, is, when you're sick and you take a couple like ibuprofen or Advil or something, that nap, like after you take it and you're just we'll just call it a euphoric nap, when you're just, I think that is the only thing that tops the turkey nap.
okay. I think that's a fair assessment. I think I'd probably have to agree with you on that. Like,
I
it's
mean,
a nap on
if you could
things.
think of something greater than that, I want to hear it. Like, I'm sure you've had a few decent naps in your time that you're like, wow, you know?
Dude, I think like an after work nap,
Mm. Oh, that's
like when
classic.
it's like unintentional as well.
Mm.
Like when your body is just so tired that you're laying down in bed for a second, and like it could be like after your shower, or like I try to shower before I even touch my bed because I'm disgusting after work.
Sure.
So like it's usually like I'll lay on my bed for a second and just let my back like relax,
Yep.
and then the next thing I know, I'm waking up. It's 2 in the morning. I've I'm like drenched in sweat.
Classic.
and like I'm in a complete daze, wide awake now, and I'm
Why?
like
Why do we?
what just happened? And like that nap started. Let's give it the real part about it. It's like that nap started at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're waking up at 2 in the morning, absolutely dazed. Those naps hit pretty good. I'm upset that I slept for so long and like
That's
I
not a
just
good.
wasted my night. That's the one downside to it. But like when you wake up, you're like,
That
and then you
that I
and
will
then you
have
lay
to
back
admit.
down.
I was gonna say that I will have to admit is probably what keeps that nap for me just behind the turkey nap because of
Yeah,
the days, the post nap days. Falling asleep
right,
and having that happen, amazing. The nap itself, incredible, 10 out of 10. But then the wake up in post because it's like, oh my gosh, what time is it? What year is it? And then also not knowing if you got the stuff done that you wanted to get done before that nap happened. It's just
right.
that's what brings that 36 out of 10 nap down to like a 6.8, and you're like, damn, you're throwing your fists in the air. It's like you have a couple obscenities that you've let out at this point. It's one of those things where you really can't help it. You just got to accept the fact that you just nap like a king, and you're just like, well, sometimes it do be, and then it do be, and you can't do anything about it.
I was gonna say, I mean, like, it's usually those naps happen when you have like 18 things that you need to do. Um,
Yes, yep, amen.
so it's like you fall asleep, and it's like you had to call your mom. You had to like write a 13-page paper. Um, do the next day. You had to go out and get groceries, or at least something to like fill your stomach. You had to eat dinner. You had to set up like your lunch for the next day. Um, you know, the list can go
Flashbacks.
on, but it always happens at the worst of times too. That's like it's a goodie, but a bad time.
And to exist within one of those naps, it's a dream state. So for everyone that has those naps still and has to wake up in that daze, thank you for continuing the legacy of us. Because I used to have those naps. I don't really get those naps anymore. Those chances don't really exist very often to me. I'll get home. It'll be like 3 o'clock. Because we start work early during the golf season and stuff like that. And I the ones where I would have the good naps is when I'd be home around 4:30 and stuff like that. Falling asleep just before dinner, either falling asleep through dinner, sometimes not even making it down to the table, stuff like that. And man, those good nap days. But yes, it's true. The those naps have always hit different. So who knows? Maybe one day I'll be able to have those naps again. But
I was
I
gonna say,
I don't know. I'm not a big like midday nap person much anymore. I'm always just like, oh, I gotta get shit done, and I'll make a cup of coffee, or I used to chug energy drinks or whatever to get me through that motion. So it was like, I just need to exist right now. Here we go. Let's keep the ball rolling. I never tried to succumb to the naps as of the last couple of years now. So maybe one day I'll just let it ride. Maybe.
yeah, no, I mean, I don't have the chance at all for naps anymore. It's like when I get home, it's either I stay awake and then go to bed at my designated time, or like if I'm really tired, it's like, okay, we're gonna eat and then just climb into bed and go to bed. Um, it's kind of just how it's the nature of the beast of my work. So
Oh, of course.
it's, if my body's tired, it's telling me like, yo, dude, you need to go to bed now. Then I'm going to bed now. That's kind of just how it goes. I
Sure.
don't yeah, I don't have that chance. I know like currently for you're chilling at home, doing your thing, whether it's Amazon or running around outside doing DoorDash or something. Um, I don't know if you're dashing still.
Oh, I'd be dashing, carting,
Okay,
and flexing for the most part.
that's what I figured. But at least now, like you're not working your golf course job, so it's like you're just kind of essentially at your own will during the day. Um, So like you have more of a chance now to take a nap. But honestly, I never found naps to be very helpful. It's like, oh man, if I just take like a 10-minute nap, like I think I'll be good. Like I can get this stuff done afterwards. 10 minutes rolls by, your alarm goes off, and you wake up and you're just,
Yeah.
and then you lay
Another
back
10, another
down.
10.
Yeah, you're like, oh no, I just need like 10 more minutes. And then that next 10 turns into 30, and then the next 10 turns into 40. And then before you know it, 2 hours have passed by, and you wake up even more pissed than you were after those first 10 minutes. It's never worked for me.
I completely feel you, and that's where I end up landing on trying to get more sleep at night if I can help it, and that's only because
Mhm.
I try to avoid those midday naps where I'm succumbing to the darkness of my bed, literally because we keep our blinds closed in the bedroom. But that's one of those things where if I do try to sit down for that 10 minutes and it becomes that 3 hours, then it's just like, well, I got nothing done that I wanted to. Great. Good job, Zach. Pat on my back. But that's also where I'm trying to, like, if I get, enough sleep at night, then I'm not having a midday nap, because my energy levels are pretty good. I never, like, experience, like, super fatigue or um, any, like, withdrawing energy that I don't have and stuff like that. And I've tried to work, like, a lot on, like, my hour cycles as far as how my rapid eye movement, the REM cycle works out, and trying to like time up so that way I'm not waking up groggy and stuff like that. And I'm not waking up like, oh, I just need just one more hour. I've been working on trying to avoid stuff like that because I know waking up during that is an almost impossible task to ask like your body to be, all right, time to go. Let's go. Like we got to get up. We got shit to do. When in that moment when you're not feeling it and you're groggy, and especially if you have the time to go back to bed 9 times out of 10, you're going back to bed. Been there, done that, do it often. So it's one of those things where working through it is trying to save myself from midday naps. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm not usually napping during the day. And if I feel sleepy, it's like, all right, let me go grab, like a quick protein, chug some pistachios or some type of, peanut butter bar or whatever, something with protein in it. Either that or now a cup of coffee because I've joined the coffee wave. Unfortunately, I used to be no coffee,
Dude,
and now here I am. Look at me go.
dude, sometimes my LOSC at Bartlett said it best. His name's Ben. He was like, sometimes you just need a little treat.
The treats win, dude. Yeah, sometimes a Snickers bar will do it. I've done that too, where if I'm out and about in public or whatever, and I'm driving, and of course, like if you're someone who is prone to falling asleep at the wheel often when you're taking longer trips and stuff like that, stopping for those beef jerky strips or just a little bit of candy, with a bunch of sugar in it. Sometimes even just something with caffeine, like a Mountain Dew or a soda or whatever. That'll perk you up just enough to at least finish the trip. Like God forbid you get into a car accident or something like that just because, oh, I don't have enough money to pay for that, or oh, I didn't feel like pulling over or whatnot. Better that you just get that energy and rock and roll, because chances are you're going to be totally fine. And if you're, up for another couple hours later that night, so be it. But I think, pending getting away from the topic hour, Thanksgiving naps have excelled into a dimension all their own of excited napping and reasons why falling asleep in the middle of the day would be amazing. But go back to preschool days. We digress.
Nap time, dude. Nap time.
A little nappy for Pappy.
Sometimes you just need a little treat.
He's right, though. He's right. Speaking of treats, we didn't even talk about the most fabled part of Thanksgiving: dessert. I can smell the apple pie from here. It's coursing through my
Pie.
veins.
It's pie. We're talking about pie. And now we're talking about apple pie, chocolate cream pie, blueberry pie, pumpkin pie, peach pie, apple crumb pie. We're talking about What is it?
Yeah.
It's like pink pie or something like that.
Pig pie,
Yeah,
maybe.
it's like another type of pudding. Um,
Like cherry fig or something like that.
no, I don't. I can't remember what it is. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, maybe you have a better idea. But
Shout
what
out
else
all
is
the
there?
cream pie knowers.
I don't know. I
Although I
think
am putting you
that's
guys on a strawberry rhubarb tomorrow. Did you say cherry?
ooh, strawberry rhubarb. I didn't say cherry. Thank you. I
And
just couldn't
cherry.
think of
Yes.
another one.
Okay. Perfect.
Strawberry rhubarb, cherry. What other fruits? Yeah, I don't know. That's all I got.
I mean, I feel like the other ones that don't live in pies live in Jello, like pineapple Jello. I'm sure there's cantaloupe Jello. That'd be a little weird. Um, Raspberry pie. Yeah, raspberry
Yeah,
pie.
it's a
Yeah,
thing.
that's a thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a thing. Mango, probably better as Jello.
No, I don't think mango would be a pie.
Orange exists as more of like a super sweet treat in like a meringue, like key lime pie, very good. Banana cream pie,
Mm.
very good. And yeah, I guess orange meringue in some light. Man, what are those other ones? Lemon something pie. Probably lemon meringue,
I know what you're talking about.
just because of the tartness. Lime, who the hell knows? Key lime, as I already said. Let's see what else. Shout out to the pie lovers. Please keep dropping the list because it goes on and on. And I feel like there's
Yeah,
not
I
really
can't
any
think of any
shortage of
others.
being in love with the sugary sweets that is a pie. And maybe everyone else doesn't like hone in on pie as their big Thanksgiving dessert. Of course, there's cheesecake. Of course, there's the cookie platters. Cookie platters go very hard. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas time. Doesn't matter
Mm.
if it's the middle of the year. It doesn't matter if it's Valentine's Day. Those cookie platters go hard, and Thanksgiving they just go even crazier. Oh man, what the heck else are we eating as dessert?
I don't know.
Rice pudding.
We kind of
Go
just do.
crazy.
We kind of just do. We just do pie for Thanksgiving, but I can't think of any other like desserts that people might do. So if you got any other weird desserts that might be weird to us but are absolutely delicious to you, let us know. We'd love
Hmm.
to one try them, give it a shot, and I use weird loosely, not in a coming at you way. Like I'm not attacking you because they're weird or something like that.
Yeah,
That just aren't,
desserts aren't weird. They're just sugary. I feel like whatever you're gonna
yeah,
get as a dessert is meant to be that sweet treat. I feel like it's hard to have a dessert that people don't like. Of course, pending people not liking certain flavors or certain fruits or whatever. But that's all preference, and stuff like that. Because when it
right.
comes to dessert, usually you're just getting a boatload of sugar, getting a boatload of something that's sweet, and it just is like, wow, okay, this is good. Oh my god, this is good too. Holy cow, this is amazing. And it's usually an overload. And the next thing you know, that's
Yeah,
the crash has either already hit and you're waking up for the dessert, or you just crashed after you had 3 bites of pie because it was too much.
I'm gonna crash out.
Crash out, crash out. For me, it used to be the apple pie paired with a nice chocolate cream pizza pie, and of course, being my favorite chocolate cream pie by far.
Yeah, top three favorite pies of mine. Uh, Top tier is definitely apple pie.
Mm.
Like straight out the oven though. It's got to be warm. Like that is like the best way to have it is warm.
Oh yeah,
Um, so
totally.
even if you got leftover pie, warm it up in the microwave a little bit. Put like a scoop of ice cream on top, like vanilla ice cream, and you're good to go. And like maybe if you got a little caramel sauce, like add a little bit to that. Not too much. You don't want too much. Just a little on top of the ice cream so that it melts down. It's perfect. That's like top tier way to have apple pie. I'll eat that any day of the week though. Like just straight up apple pie. I'll have it any day of the week. Uh,
Wake up, pie.
Especially,
Lunch,
yeah,
pie. Dinner, two
yeah,
pieces of pie.
yep. Especially our mother's apple pie. Um, Absolutely
No, for real.
amazing. Second, I definitely have to go with like chocolate cream. I'm just like Zach. It's a really good
Gas.
slice. Yep. And then my third would have to be I like a cherry pie. Like I love cherry pie.
Respect.
Like it's a close second. It's a close second to chocolate cream for me. Like honestly, a good cherry pie is like, especially like a warm cherry pie, really good.
I will say, as of, I can't remember if it was last year or maybe now it was the year before that. These years are starting to mesh in my mind. And Meg's mama had us over for, I assume it was Thanksgiving. Could have been Christmas, doesn't matter. And she makes a pretty mean pie. And in this case, it
Mhm.
was the first time I had ever heard of rhubarb as a plant and was wondering why it got mixed with strawberry, why it was in a pie crust. And I'm like, well, this can't be good. Everything I hear about rhubarb, it's like super tart. And if you've ever had like a sour blueberry, just imagine it like 3 times that as far as like tart, sourness, bitterness goes. Now you throw it together with strawberry. Of course, strawberries are super sweet. Sometimes they could be tart, but once you bake them down, they get very sweet, similar to how raspberries are
Mhm.
when you bake them down, like if you were having a jam. So in this case, throw those together, and it's how you would make apple pie or any other pie where it's being baked down, everything's getting a little more sweet, the natural sugars are coming out. Throw it together, throw it into a pie tin, cover that hoe up. Now you got a strawberry rhubarb pie, and I obviously had never had it before. I had no idea what I was missing for all these years. Try it, and I'm just like, in my head, I thought nothing could rival my first true love of chocolate cream pie. Nothing. Nothing ever. And then here comes strawberry rhubarb, struts in, sexy pantyhose on and everything. And next thing you know, this strawberry rhubarb pie has officially gained my attention. And of course, I can't sit here and say that chocolate cream pie has been, stepping down from my top tier first. Um, but the rhubarb, like here's chocolate cream pie. Strawberry rhubarb is
Mhm.
like it's less than half a step. It's actually insane how good it is. And it almost gave a running for first place. And I'm not gonna go ahead and change it out. Like I said, chocolate cream pie will always have me. But I tell you what, tomorrow you're gonna have to try this thing. And hopefully it comes out just as good as I've had so far. Because Meg's mom gave Meg, who is my wife, the recipe. And she has the official strawberry rhubarb. So of course here I go hyping it up and talking all this hot heat about it. And you watch it, it'll be like a cherry Sville pie. It's not even the same fruit. But no, for real, it's actually mad good. Um,
I'm gonna
so
try it
realistically,
tomorrow. I'm next week. Next week, I'm gonna give an honest review of a strawberry rhubarb because I don't believe I've had one before. Um, I'm gonna give an honest review of the strawberry rhubarb next week. So stay tuned, guys, for the absolute butchering that this review is going to be. I'm gonna be like, I hate this. It was so
he's
gross. Zach's hyping it
he's
up.
gonna take each component of the pie and rank it. He'll be like crust, -5, and then he'll start going through each piece. But for real, if there's a lot of people that aren't like into tart things, if they have a sour blueberry, they got to throw the whole carton away because they think the whole thing's bad. Or for people that have like a little bit of unripened fruit, strawberries, pineapple are a big one that can be pretty tart if they're a little unripened. So it's like if you're one of those people that has uh, I don't even know what you would call it, like taste preferences when it comes to fruit, and you're just turned off quickly. Strawberry rhubarb pie is one of those things where it's like hard to like, because everything's just like
Mm,
ooh ooh. It's like a texture thing for other people. Like when their chicken tastes a little rubbery, it's like ooh no, that's not good. This is kind of like the same thing. So keep an open mind. Little tart, little sweet. It's like the best of both worlds. The equivalent of a sweet and salty snack, if you will, as if you were putting pineapple on pizza. Perfect example. Sweet and salty. Perfect
truth,
example.
truth. You guys know where we stand on pineapple pizza. We enjoy it.
We love it. I could do without the
So
Hawaiian though. Like ham, I'm not a huge fan, but pineapple, gas.
I was gonna say pineapple on pizza, actually pretty good. Ham, it's like, all right, it's on there.
Yo,
But
dude, do you think
besides the point.
anyone should ever have pizza on Thanksgiving? Quick sidebar.
I mean, why not? You know, if you can't necessarily if you can't necessarily afford to get a whole feast or anything like that, why couldn't you have pizza on Thanksgiving? Or
Hmm.
for that matter, if you don't feel like cooking and everyone's okay with just having pizza on Thanksgiving, as long as everyone's there and you're around people you want to be around and they don't care, then why
Or
not?
no, even in this case, homemade pizza. Because it's pretty cheap to make a homemade pizza. Of course, not everyone has the capability to throw it on the oven like that. And I don't even know if you really need a pizza stone to make a pizza. You could make like single little squares in an oven tray and stuff like that. But hell, I mean, I'm a big pizza fan. I don't know if I'd have pizza every day of the week. I'd turn into one, and I've said that out loud to other people I know a lot. But pizza by far is incredible, and I haven't ever been overseas to Italy or anything like that. Haven't been. I guess people call it the pizza capital of the world. I don't know how true that is. I'd have to say that's more likely New York City, but that's whatever. I haven't gotten to try all pizzas, but the pizza I have tried, I will die on the hill that it is one of my top 5 go-tos by far. Tacos being my number one. Shout out tacos. Thank you for always being there for me. But no, pizza definitely has a close place in my heart for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm an enjoyer of pizza. I think I could probably eat it every other day of the week.
Enjoyer. Yep.
Um, yeah, I'm an enjoyer, that's for sure. Definitely one of my top favorites. Um, I don't even know. That might just be like my favorite. Like I'm always game for pizza. Pizza is always good to me. Even a bad slice, it's like, yeah, all right. But I've never really had. I shouldn't say that. I have had bad pizza, and I'm not going to throw shade at specific places. But Western New York, get up on your pizza. Um, because I mean, like I've found some like really good like cheap pizza out in Western New York, but like
Oh yeah.
when they try to do something um, not different, but just like more New York style. Like when you think of like a New York style slice, you think of like down in the city. When they try to like copy that, it usually doesn't turn out well. But when they do more of like a Western New York style, it's always really good. And they have like the sweet pepperonis, like the cups and such.
Yep.
Now we're getting a little off track here, but
Now we're going
um,
somewhere.
yeah, no, I would definitely say you can definitely have pizza on Thanksgiving if that's if that's what everyone wanted and everyone was okay with that, or for even the matter of just if you're celebrating um, with you and a couple other people or one other person or something. I don't see why not. It's one, it's actually really easy to make. Two, if you wanted to buy it instead, that's a pretty cheap option and you can get a good amount.
Oh, dude.
Um, yeah, I mean, depending on where you go, if you're getting like a gourmet pizza or something like that, obviously you're paying a little bit more, but
Worth
um,
it. Worth it.
yeah, no, in most cases it's worth it. But yeah, I don't see any issue with having pizza on Thanksgiving as long as that's what you want to do. Personally, I would like a turkey. I think that's just the staple of Thanksgiving for me. Um,
Dude, turkey pizza. Chicken like chicken bacon ranch, but turkey bacon ranch.
I'm
All right,
writing that
everybody.
down.
Thanksgiving's canceled.
I'm writing it down right now.
Honestly, though, like I do love meat, like turkey. And just the other day at the grocery store, buying cold cuts, we had, of course, I'm a big turkey cold cut fan on my sandwiches, but I saw that they had smoked Thanksgiving turkey. Tell you what, it was about $10 more expensive, but I almost damn near bought it. I was about half a fingertip away from grabbing that instead, and I did not care about my wallet, not one bit. But I had to put it back. I did think with my financial head, and I was like, it's not in the cards today. Maybe next week.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
But while we exist
Turkey
vicariously through the
on
Thanksgiving pizza,
pizza.
I was I was reading the list of the other countries again that celebrate, and I just quickly glanced over and I saw that Canada celebrates mid-October, and I'm like, wait a second. So I wanted to have a as we finish up our dive into our Thanksgiving special, I wanted to live vicariously through the other countries that rock and roll with. Well, apparently Canada does it weirdly, so I have to imagine these other countries are not far off. So Canada celebrates Thanksgiving in mid-October with a low-key version called Action de Grace. Now, Grace has a little triangle over it, so grace probably. Action de Grace. And I have to imagine that if they're celebrating it mid-October, um, they don't celebrate Halloween, because Halloween, another Americanized thing where walk up to a house, get free
Right.
candy, blah blah. But with Canada, it's just like, well, we have Christmas, of course. We celebrate President's Day probably, or actually, I guess maybe they wouldn't. They would celebrate. God, what's the word I'm thinking of? What do they call their leaders? You know what? Who cares? It's Canada. If they're celebrating mid October, living vicariously, I'm thinking about this low key version, Action de Grace. So
Who cares? It's
Canada,
Canada.
maybe they have moose. Maybe they have moose for their low key Thanksgiving. If it's, I have
Is
to
it
imagine
moose
that
or
they
meat?
also know about turkey and stuff. But
Moose or meat?
yeah,
One
meast. They
moose,
have
many
meast, I think.
meese,
You know what?
many
They might
meese.
have some type of duck. They have a lot of random waterfowl up there that I also don't get to see of a lot of down here. They have a lot of land up there. And I was just exploring the world map the other day on my phone because I was super bored and I think I was trying to find something in Maine. And then I started scrolling through Canada and I'm like, good Lord, this place is humongous. Um, so of
Yeah,
course,
dude, it's
besides the
massive.
ever majestic moose, yes, dude, huge. Besides the ever majestic moose, there's plenty of waterfowl that just simply doesn't come down into the U.S. except for during migration, during the cold and stuff like that. Um, so we only get to see them in part, as they're passing, I guess. So in this case, if it's low key, they're probably
Mhm.
killing those waterfowl before they get the best of their migratory season, or taking
Foie
down a moose,
gras.
which has gotta be incredibly hard. Moose are not tiny. Moose are like 5 times the size of a person, if you can imagine that. But it is low key, so maybe they have pizza for Thanksgiving up there. Why not?
Maybe they just have like porridge or something.
they try to
Just,
they try to
just
remember
porridge.
they try to remember their past heritage. And Ian and I are by no means about to look up what these people do as their normal. We only have 15 minutes, so it's our vicariously living is existing only within what we think they do. So hopefully you can ponder with us and just wonder everything we know about these places. And if we're right, well, then we're right. And if we're wrong, hopefully you can laugh at us and live another day vicariously through our fake Thanksgiving celebrations.
I think we're heavily wrong on Canada, but I'm going to believe we're right.
We got to be right with something. Obviously, we know about them celebrating in mid-October. So we're, about 5% of the way there. As far as traditions
Truth.
go, they blew it. November is ours. So, well, there goes Canada losing yet again. The next country here is Liberia. They celebrate Thanksgiving on the first Thursday of November. Okay, a little closer. And they mark the founding of the
Right.
country in 1822 by freeing American slaves. Oh,
You said this was
okay.
Liberia?
Yeah, Liberia. What is Liberia? Is that Western Europe?
I
Is
honestly
that
have
not
no
even
idea,
Europe?
and I
Where is Liberia? All
feel
right,
like
quick
I'm.
Google Liberia so that way I can make a joke
Yep.
about why they celebrate on the 1st of November. Sorry, the first Thursday of November. Okay, so this is big. Thursday. They're already onto something here. Very close to how Americans rock. What do you got for us?
You want to take another guess, Seth? Because you're way off.
Liberia. I mean, I know I'm going to get schooled for this, but my geography is not very sound. Um, so definitely not Europe, Liberia. I have to imagine it's
No,
not South America. Uh, is it Northern Africa?
no. Yeah, it would be in the more northern portion of Africa. Think of pretty much north of the bend, because you have Africa and you have the bend that shuts like goes straight down, right? You have that portion of Africa. We're in the northern portion, but we're as far west as we can get, bottom left of Africa, and that curl over before it tucks back down.
Oh, okay. So wait, do they border the ocean?
Yes.
No way. Okay. So they're probably not
Mm-hmm.
even they probably don't even mess with the birds. They probably just go straight fish town. Now, of course, U.S. borders both the Atlantic and the Pacific, and we're in New York, and we touch the Atlantic a tiny bit with the island, but we're not celebrating with the classic seafood dishes or anything. I will say we do throw shrimp in the mix as a little appetizer. We'll say that, and I'm sure other families have a healthy mix of fried fish or other stuff that they like to consider a delicacy. But Liberia, I can't say for sure if it's entirely a third world country. I know part of it is covered by desert, and I'm sure part of it, just like we, have a couple few poverty-ridden towns among us, that for whatever reason exist, as far as low-income households and stuff like that. Liberia is one of those places where it's like they're gonna eat. I'd have to say it's not gonna be turkey, and if they're gonna eat, I'm gonna have to say it's who knows, maybe desert snake. I have no idea. Who knows? Maybe rattlesnake is like the go-to. Again, I'm just throwing stuff out here. Know nothing about Liberia. What do you got for us, Ian?
I have absolutely no idea. You're off with the desert, though. The desert is more north of Africa, or I should say, I'm sorry, more north of Liberia. Um, Liberia looked very green, at least, in comparison to where the actual desert was. Um, so it's pretty much two. I don't know if they would consider them states or different. I don't even know the different. Yeah, can't think of the word right now. My brain is, but
Could be
it's
what, like
essential.
provinces and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say because Ghana, West Africa is two uh, province, provinces over to the right. Um, the only reason I know that is because of college, um, learning African drumming
Oh, well,
for
Ghana's not its own
percussion.
country, right? You're saying it's like it's within Liberia. Is that what you're saying?
No, no, I'm saying it's. Well, I guess it would be its own country because I'm thinking of like the separate sections of Africa itself. Um, there's an actual term. I don't know if it's countries or if it's something else, but my mind is just like it's not connecting the dots. Um, and
Thoughts are
I feel like
separated,
a total,
and we're done.
yeah, I feel like a total idiot right now. But um, yeah,
But the good
I
news,
would have no
to
idea.
put your thought at a pause as far as dots being disconnected, they mark the founding of the country in 1822 by freed American slaves. So it was American slaves that started the country in 1822, or I guess founded it in some part. And then I guess they're the reason that they're probably celebrating Thanksgiving, giving thanks to those that founded the country. And I guess if they're American slaves, who knows? Maybe they helped popularize eating turkey in some fashion, maybe eating other such type of bird, whatever they're more bird that is, I would have to say, that exists more closely to home as far as that environment and stuff like that. I don't know what it could be. But in this case, we'll call it Liberian turkey. That's what we're going to call it. They eat Liberian turkey come Thanksgiving. And of course, bless their
Liberian
hearts
turkey.
because they celebrate on Thursday as well. Winner, winner, Liberian turkey dinner.
Oh my God.
Here we go. Here we go living vicariously through our next country. Thank you for coming to Liberia with us. Japan.
Let's say
Know
Liberians are
nothing
gonna
about
hate
Japan.
us.
Japan celebrates Thanksgiving on November 23rd with Kinro Kansha no Hi, or Labor Thanksgiving Day. So I have to imagine that they have this day off, or they work. What do you think that means? Labor Thanksgiving Day? Are they thanking the labor?
Yeah, it's probably like a probably a day off of work. That's like thank you for
Thank you
the
for this
work
day
you put
off.
in. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really. I couldn't really tell you what the hell that would be.
I will say though, they're very, very close to the celebratory of the American tradition of that last Thursday of November. They're on the 23rd. So thank you, Japan, for having a consistent date. That means a lot to us Americans, especially this American right here, who wishes that we had one consistent date every year. But I digress because we exist in time, well before I was ever born, that the last Thursday of every month is reserved for Thanksgiving, as the American tradition goes. So
Why can't we have a set date? Some
you're
BS.
asking all the right questions, and I have none of the right answers. So unfortunately, we'll have to move on to Brazil because I don't know anything more about Japan. Oh wait, what do you think they eat in Japan, dude? Quick question, sidebar.
Oh, Japan is very big on fish in general because they are an island.
They certainly are.
Um, so I'm assuming they would probably um, have some sort of not necessarily sushi, but I'm sure some sort of prepared fish.
Hmm.
Um, maybe some sort of I don't know. I mean, I would just say in a vague sense, some probably some sort of prepared fish. Um, that's kind of all I can really give into it.
I'm sure they have some sort of bird species that maybe they. But then again, I'm always falling back on the bird species just because of the traditionalized turkey that we have. Of course, the Liberian turkey now exists in the back of my mind, and Canada, for some reason, eating giant meese will go with. I love the plural of that we've just come to make up and live with for our entire lives. And of course, Japan now. I mean, I would say Japanese turkey, but then again, they have birds just like us. So I would have to wonder what type of bird species exist in Japan that they're eating.
Just into the Liberian turkey issue. Just just continuing the onslaught of just adding the country's name in front of turkey. What do
Well,
we
I mean,
have
I know
Brazilian
our
turkey next?
our turkeys. I know. I'm pretty sure American turkey is one of the breeds of turkey. I don't know if that actually exists, but there are just similar to deer. Deer don't just exist as deer. There's different species and subspecies and stuff like that. So turkey are in the same boat. So the Liberian
Oh, so
turkey
we
is just
got
me
we
not thinking of other other such species and
so we
subspecies. That's
we
short
got
form,
we got
if you will.
Liberian deer, we got Japanese deer, we got Brazilian deer, we got Russian deer, we got hell, we even got Scandinavian deer, dude.
Well, for us coming down to our last moments here and not to butcher any more countries' traditions and sound sound like a deaf mole rat here and completely stomping on the traditions of other countries. I just do want to shout out everyone that does celebrate and for those that don't, that we thank you guys, for being with us this far. Those who do come in and listen and those who don't, hopefully you'll be with us one day rocking and rolling. But seriously, Thanksgiving is just that. Even if you don't celebrate and even if you do celebrate in mid-October, sorry, Canada, it's one of those things where you got to come together and appreciate all the things that you've been given and missed out on in life. Because realistically, nothing is ever promised. Nothing is ever just handed over to you because it can be handed over to you. You have to give thanks, for those things you have and those things that you have not. And just hope that being in the present yields you another day to be on this beautiful earth with beautiful people and that you can rock and roll and do what you want to do. And well, hopefully with the free will at stake, in the back of your mind. So bless everyone who's been listening so far, and hopefully you guys enjoy your Thanksgivings tomorrow for the Americanized homies out there. And hopefully everyone in Japan that just celebrated a few days ago, shout out to the Japanese turkeys. Hopefully you didn't kill too many of them. And for those who are rocking and rolling over in the British Isles, I have no idea what you guys are doing, and we're certainly not going to talk about it. But we thank you for listening, and thank you guys. So hopefully Ian has some choice words to send you off with. But much love, and stay safe, and enjoy your turduckens.
yes, for everyone that does celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys get the chance to see family, friends, or if you're spending it alone, I wish you the best. I know that's tough, and sometimes that has to be how it is. So whether you are or you're not, happy Thanksgiving. Be safe out there. Sending love to everyone that doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving. I appreciate you guys for understanding that different countries have different holidays, and so I can only respect what you guys do as well. I may be a little ignorant to some other holidays, but hope one day to understand. Um, so on that note, um, everyone be safe for Thanksgiving if you're celebrating, if you're traveling for family, if you're using this time right now, if you're in school or something, and you got time off, cool, great. Um, go do something cool if you're not celebrating Thanksgiving. And thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to slap that subscribe button and hit like, comment, tell us how ugly we look or something like that. If you're listening on YouTube, check us out on Spotify. And if you're listening on Spotify, check us out on YouTube. And like we said last time, we're in the works of becoming greater. We're working on trying to get to several different platforms. Might be a little bit before we can get there, but we are in the works. Zach and I have been working on it as of recently. So it's not us just saying, "Oh yeah, we're working on other things," and then do nothing.
It's real life.
Yeah, it's real life stuff right now. So just be patient with us. I know some of our viewers have asked to move to different platforms for them because that's what they use. We're working on it. But until then, we'll catch you guys on the flip B flop. Peace out.